Hi everybody, it's Nancy here. I got a little project share for you. It's more whimsical than shabby, I would say, and it's for my grandchildren. You know, children during Christmas, they have to sit at their own little table because you don't have room for them, and they get bored over there. And so I made that for my grandbabies. I have a 7-year-old girl, Madison. I have a 4-year-old girl, Shannon, and I have a 15-year-old grandson, Jacob. Now, Jake sits with us, of course, but the girls sit right next to us on a little table. So I made them a little something to keep them occupied while the adults talk. So this is a toilet paper roll right here. And I made this, and of course I'm going to stuff it with tissue paper and candies for afterwards. And I cut this image out of the internet, of course. This is Maddie's. I glued that on with a star in the back. Can you see that? It's just a little star. Not a star, a snowflake. These little Christmas trees I got from the Dollar Tree, so they were very inexpensive. Some cheesecloth and this iridescent stuff that I found, tinsel, I found at Walmart. And then I just put some pearls on the bottom of the tree so you don't see the trunk. And I hope the lighting is good. And I'll have tissue inside and little treats and candies. And this is Maddie's. This is my Shani's. She's the 4-year-old. And this is also a little Dollar Tree, and I made it pink by bleaching it, dunking it half water, half bleach, and then rinse it with just water in a jar, you know, just dunk it. And let it dry. And then I colored it with watered down acrylic and spritzed it pink because she likes pink. And these are just old, I found them old K & Company stickers. And again, the gauze and all of that. And that will also be filled with little treats. And Jacob's, it was a total fail on my part, total flop. But he won't care because he loves me, and he just wants the candy. So this is Jake's. And I think it didn't come out good. I don't know how to do boy things. But again, this is burlap, those plastic little bulbs, pearls, or I got this of these twigs that you can buy right here. And a bird's nest I made, and a little birdie, and a twig, and his name Jake. But this one was, in my opinion, a total fail. But like I said, he won't care. All right, and then I also made for their table these little, like I said, it's whimsical. It's nothing shabby. And I made this with this Crayola. I bought that for my grandbabies, that air dry clay. You see that? Yeah. So I made these with the air dry clay. And this is going to be Maddie's. And I made the mushrooms. I made a little elf, and it's just very basic painting, just dots for eyes and mouth. I made these little packages, little tiny packages, and just some moss and some pearls, and this is the bottom of the terracotta pots. It's very easy to make, and again, it'll keep them entertained while the grown-ups talk. And then this is Shani's. This is smaller because she's smaller. And her little gnome is a pretty green. And this again is one of those little sprigs that you buy, those Christmas sprigs. And the mushrooms, the only thing you have to remember is you have to put a wire in the center and let it poke out on top a little bit and curl it so the top stays on while it dries, or it will fall off if you don't do that. And I used, you know, those coat hangers, those cheap coat hangers you get from the dry cleaners. Those are the best wires because they're not too thick, not too thin, they're free, and That's exactly what I used to make the mushrooms. Okay, and Jacobs, he wanted a fox. He loves fox, but I don't know how to make a fox. So I made him a porcupine. And that's Jacobs. And of course, it's just so he won't feel left out. He's 15 and the only boy. So this is basically a big teardrop. And then I snipped the little, what are they called, quills? I just took little scissors and snipped it all over. And then just basic painting again. And for you guys that don't know, I'm European, and we have St. Nicholas Day on December 6th. And the children, after supper, there's a knock or a bell rings. And the children run to the door, and they're supposed to have their boots out, but I don't do the boots. And they get fruit like oranges and apples and nuts, and maybe one little chocolate Santa. And that's for St. Nicholas Day. So I don't do the boots because I just don't. So I made them, again, terracotta pots, very inexpensive, and I just painted it. And there will be tissue paper inside filled with the fruit. And if you don't want to paint it, I mean, it's very simple to do. But if you don't want to do that, just, wrap paper, pretty Christmas paper around it. And with the tissue paper, and this is the snow text that I used on top. And I think I'm going to put glitter over it because it is for my girls. Okay, so I made two, one for Shani, one for Maddie, and then I made one for Jake. I know he's 15, but he's my baby. And I didn't want to do Jacob's too childish, so I made him, I don't know, here. So I painted a Santa with the holly up here. And again, it's all primitive painting. I'm not a painter. I just do it for relaxation. And this will be Jacob's. And that's my whimsical Christmas share, because in my house it will be shabby this year. But for the children, it'll be, for my grandbabies, it'll be whimsical. And don't forget St. Nicholas Day, December 6th. It's a very nice tradition. After dinner, a little bell rings or a door knocks and the kids run to the door. And it's healthy. They only get like one candy. It's mostly nuts and oranges and apples. So that'll be their dessert then on the December 6th. And that's my project share. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting me and being so kind. And I hope you liked what I made for my babies. Okay? Thank you.